you would have had moments in your life when you really feel charged up and positive and very energetic. And then there are those moments when you just about don't feel right, feel a little low, upset. Sometimes you just don't want to get out of bed. And you don't even know why. You just don't feel right. The thoughts you have affect your feelings, your emotions, the state of your mind, and affects your behavior, and eventually your life. So the question is, why does this happen, and how do our thoughts affect this? And that's why today I'd like to talk to you about the science behind positive thinking and why it's so important to understand how our thoughts affect our lives. And we need to be consciously aware of what thoughts we harbor in our brain. Mr. Toastmaster, the President, my fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests, as we walk through our journey in life, we come across so many different facts. There's so much information going around us. In fact, on an average, they say there's about 2 million bits of information around us at any given point of time. But the human brain can only take in about 147 bits of information. So the key question is, what 147 bits of information would we take on, and who makes the decision, and why specifically those pieces of information? So in the rear of our brainstem, there's a small part called the reticular activating system, commonly referred as RAS. So that's the RAS, which is reticular activating system, and that's who makes the decision. It's almost like the bouncer outside a nightclub who decides who goes inside and who doesn't go inside. So as you know, we have a conscious brain. So we have a conscious brain, which is just a small part of our mind, and that is our daily conversations, talking, eating, and all things we do on a daily basis. Whereas the unconscious part is actually the bigger part, and that is which controls us under kind of autopilot. So this part, the reticular activating system, takes a look internally over here as we scan the environment, and if it finds something particularly recorded inside subconscious, it says, well, that must be important, pick it up. So if something's in the back of your mind, in your subconscious, the reticular activating system thinks, well, that must be important information, pick it up. So I'll give you an example so it makes more sense. If you buy a new car, and let's say you buy a Nissan four-wheel drive, suddenly you start seeing more of them the next day. You meet someone in the building, in a big building of 10,000 people, you've never met that person for years, and you meet him at a Christmas party, and suddenly you start seeing the same person next day in the staff cafeteria, in the lobby. Well, he was always there. Because now, he's somewhere inside your memory, so when you scan the environment in a microsecond, the reticular activating system says, that's important, I know it, pick it up. So the key thing over here, what I want to get across is, we have to think, what are those thoughts, long-term memories, and impressions in your, let's say, hard drive, which decides what you pick up. So if I have thoughts over here, which says, life is terrible, everyone's trying to cheat me, that's what I'm going to pick up. That's why we say, positive people with positive thoughts see opportunities and abundance, whereas people who are negative see scarcity and threats. You might have had a boss at some point in life who just walks inside your office, and as much as work you've done, he just walks inside and says, you didn't do this. And you're like, for Christ's sake, everything I've done, he didn't see it. All he saw was the bin was facing the left-hand side of the window. Like, come on. That's what I'm trying to say. You almost, to put it simple, is you see what you're looking for. So the thing over here which I want to put across is, if that's the way science works, then we need to consciously try and change what you have inside your hard drive. Now that's a big thing. How do you rewire your brain? Now, you can't do it overnight, neither can you stick a USB stick and get it reprogrammed. But you can use certain tools, and of course there's a time limitation, so I can't go into depth. But there are certain tools which you can use, like visualization, affirmations, where you kind of are almost overpowering, pushing the positive things. So when negative thoughts come to your mind, you're rejecting them and pushing them and saying, I don't mean that. Maybe I don't have a solution today, but things will change. So you're trying to reinforce the positive ones and almost starve the negative ones, because we say about 21 days you can change a habit. So when you start thinking positively again and again and again, the negative ones start losing their power. Now I know this is much more easier said than done, because negative thoughts are like weeds in a garden. They really come out easily. But if you keep doing it, as my friend Jinto said, even if you do a little 0.01% every day, over a period of time you will see a gradual change. So that's something we have to think about. What are the thoughts in my subconscious? How can I change these belief systems and get them with thoughts that are beneficial for me in which I will see things out there which anyway were there, but I couldn't see. The second part I want to talk about, in fact, is that all of you do know that anything in this world is made of matter. Matter is made of molecules, molecules made of atoms. So on a subatomic level, everything's in a state of constant vibration. So though things look solid, like this looks solid, the floor looks solid, we look stable, everything is vibrating. Our thoughts also have a very high vibration. So when we have thoughts, we have feelings and emotions. And when we have that, you actually are sending out a vibration. I'm sure you might have gone to a property and you see the property and you say, that's a nice house, it's nice located, but I just don't get the right vibes. Or I met this person and we do interviews and we say, he's a nice candidate, he's got the qualification, but I don't know, something's just not quite right. I didn't get those vibes. We're talking about the vibrations. So if you were to have like a cone like this, the lower vibrations are like 200, 150 or something of that sort. And if you're on a lower vibration, you will connect to lower vibrations. Just like mobile phones or radios, if you're on a specific vibration, you connect to a similar one. If you're on a high vibration, let's say you're on a vibration frequency of 500, I know it doesn't sound romantic if you say you're on a vibrational frequency of 500, we say you're in love. But when you're in love, everything seems wonderful. You could walk out, the train could be delayed, the Southern Railways crashed, but you just still smile. Because you're in love, you're on a high frequency. So depending on the frequency you're vibrating on, you will connect similar things. And the good part is you don't have to work to increase your vibrations because the default vibration of human beings is high. You just have to prevent from going down. Just get away with the negative and you're good. So just avoid that and you can change your lives. So in this limited time, all I wanted to say to you is if you can make a conscious effort every single day to kind of assess what are the thoughts I have in my brain and how can I change it, you can transform your lives. Because it's in your hands and each one of you can do it. Rome wasn't built in a day, but change the inner world and the outside will change. Mr. Toastmaster.